Hey everybody, so part 2 of this is obviously by the title, face favorites makeup wise for 2011. So I'm going to start out with the primer that I've loved almost all year long. I use this. I only have stopped recently because I'm trying out a different one, and that's the Laura Mercier Hydrating Primer. For me, like I've said before, I have really dry skin, and this really was amazing. Before this, I was using the Smashbox green one because I always felt like my skin was really red, but some of that was due to using wrong skincare and blah, blah, blah. I got that straightened out at the beginning of the year, and so I didn't really feel like I needed that green, correction anymore, and I just didn't like the feel of it so much anymore, and this is amazing. So, favorite eye primer, I'm going to include that in this one, even though I'm not doing eyeshadows. I've tried all of them, and this year the one I've used absolutely the most is Painterly Paint Pot by MAC. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. You can see that I've used a good chunk of that. This will probably be the one I continue to use. I think the only time I'll use like an Urban Decay or Too Faced or something is if I have really longer than a normal work day, because on a regular basis those primers just do funny things to my eyelids. And somebody told me once that it meant that I wasn't getting it all off, so I really tried that for a while to make sure I was getting it all off of my eyes, but it didn't seem to fix anything. So anyway, for foundations I have two favorites, and it's kind of funny because they're one's like way over here and one's like way over here, but truly that's not why I picked them. I wasn't trying to pick one high end or one low end, but the Rimmel Lasting Finish, and my color is 103 True Ivory. This is just an amazing foundation. It is not super matte, it's not super glowy, it's just a nice even finish. It lasts forever, and just gives you just a really, really nice finish. So this one is it's getting close. Almost have to replace that. Or not, I have 800 foundations I could actually use up. And then even over that, this is by far my favorite foundation. You guys know this, I've raved about it since I got it, and that's the Perfection Lumiere by Chanel. And this is in 22 Beige Rose. I love this. I don't think I will ever be without this foundation again. It gives such an amazing finish, just amazing, and it really has nice longevity as well. So really, really like that. To set my foundation, I have a couple of different things. These two are basically the same. The Chanel Loose Powder. Really like that. It doesn't make you look cakey at all, and I'm in 20 Clair Translucent. And then I also like this version of it. It's just so much easier for travel. Pretty much the only time I use this one is when I'm gonna travel, because I don't want to take my big honking, ginormous thing with me when I travel. And then also from Rimmel, and I found this purely by accident. I told you guys when I did that first giveaway with my makeup for under $50, I really had to find a powder that worked really well, and I think this one ended up being like $4, and it's the Stay Matte by Rimmel, and it works really well. It's very finely milled for something being so inexpensive. I don't really know how to show you guys, but it's really, really finely milled for a drugstore brand, and it works really well and absolutely does control shine. I have dry skin, but I get a little oily here, and sometimes on my chin, and so it works for that. And then this isn't so much a setting powder as it is another foundation that I use sometimes when my skin is looking really good, which is not today. I'll use the MAC MSF in Natural, and my color is medium. And I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but you can see I've used a good chunk of mine. The dome is gone, and maybe I'll hit pan on something during my no-buy. Okay, my favorite bronzer, I had used NARS Laguna for a really, really long time, and then I had seen Lisa using this Too Faced Chocolate Soleil, and I bought it. It took me a really long time to start using it, and I love it. It looks so much better on me than Laguna does. I have a full Laguna that I'm sure I'll use up at some point, or maybe I'll sell in the vlog sale, which is coming, by the way. I know I've been saying that for months, but I actually have everything collected, and I'm gonna record that video probably later today. Maybe even I won't put it up for a while, but it's coming. I swear. So anyway, Chocolate Soleil bronzer, and it really does smell like chocolate, which I love. Okay, let's talk blushes. The first one, I actually have 4. I could not narrow it down to one. If I had to, it probably would be this one, but this, again, was going to be no surprise to you. This is the Loreal blush in Soul Ami. I think is how you say it. That's how I've been saying it for months, so I hope so. And this I got in that Loreal close-up kit, but you can buy it by itself. And this is just an amazing, natural, works really well with my skin tone. I just really, really like this blush. I use it a lot, which is funny because it doesn't look like, but I have used a ton of this. And then the next one that I've used a lot is the Cargo Blush in Tonga. Again, just a nice, neutral, goes with anything. When you don't know what to put on, you can put this on. And I couldn't find this on Sephora or any place else. I ended up finding it like on some random website. I think this is gonna be all about Lisa. Lisa SEO9 had talked about this way back when, and I went and found it and have used it a lot ever since. Okay, and then I have two Tarte blushes that I wore quite a bit throughout the year, and one is this nice peachy one. It's called Glisten. Really, really pretty. I suppose I could have swatched all this stuff for you, but you've probably seen it a million times since it's my favorite. That is Glisten. And then this is the one in Exposed. Again, kind of a nice, easy, you can put it on with anything. You can see how much I've used that one. You can't even see the little design anymore. And what I like about this, and I was just telling my friend Tina this the other day, is that it looks more pinky. Like here it looks pretty bronze, but when you put it on, I think it must be different on everybody. But for me, it kind of gives a nice, little bit of a dark rosy pink. It's the best way I can explain it. Now I was going to try hard not to swatch so that I didn't make this video super long. Highlighters, I definitely have two favorites, and they're very different in my opinion. The first one is this MAC MSF in Perfect Topping, and this I found at a CCO a while back. Looks like that. It's just really pretty. I tend to wear this when I'm wearing a pink blush. And then the other one is the Dior Amber Diamonds. I'm sure everybody has seen this a million times. So pretty. And this one I tend to wear if I'm wearing like that Exposed or a peachy blush, peachy or bronze blushes. I wear that one. Just really pretty. So those are my highlights. And then my favorite concealers, I probably should have done this before, but whatever. My favorite under eye concealer, and again, it should be no surprise to you guys, is the Milani Click Cover, Correct, and Protect Eyes and Face. It looks like the Touche Éclat kind of thing with a little click thing there. I use this most of the year, actually. I've been trying a couple of different ones lately, but this by far was the one I use and will always have in my collection. Then as far as blemish cover up, this stuff is awesome. This is the Maracuja Creaseless Concealer. I think it actually is for under your eyes, and I used it like that for a while, but I've noticed lately, due to the fact that I've had a few more blemishes than normal, this has been really, really amazing to cover up and stays put. And I really like it if I don't have to touch it up throughout the day. The other thing I want to mention is my powder flash. You know, I use this every day, but I don't know that I've ever talked about it. Everybody knows what this is. I've had this forever. It lasts a really long time. I use it with an e.l.f. brush that I think I showed in my favorite brush video. But to just under eye help keep the concealer in place and brighten things up a little bit. And the last two things, I have one other thing, but eyebrow pencils. Before, like, I don't know when I got this, when I got the Shoot Amuro one, but before my Shoot Amuro one, I had fallen in love with the IT Cosmetics brow pencil, which looks like that. It has this funny kind of, and I think this came in a, Birchbox or a test tube or something like that. And I was amazed at how much I liked it. I really, really like this. It's an amazing brow pencil. And then came the Shoot Amuro. I love this. Both Heidi and Lisa had used this, and I was like, well, you know what? I just want to try it. This probably will last me the rest of my living years. It's just amazing. I've had this now. I wish I could remember when I got it. maybe October. I don't know. I've never sharpened it yet. I mean, are you kidding me? It's just amazing. It stays put. The color is perfect for me. It just is really easy when you put it on. I can, if it gets someplace I don't like it, I can smooth it real quickly, and it, I don't know. I really, really like it. But the IT Cosmetics is a close second. Whoops, as I throw the cap all over the place. And then the last thing I just want to mention is the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. This stuff really, really works. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. Maybe some of you have seen it and wondered if it works. It really does. It's pricey. I think it's $18 maybe for this, but this is the first bottle I bought. I don't use it every single day. But on a day when I really need my makeup to last all day long, if I'm going to a wedding or just a long day at work or whatever, I use this and it's amazing. So, all right. So there is your face makeup faves, well, my face makeup faves for 2011. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below. And next one up will be eye makeup, which that could be a long video, but so we'll see. At any rate, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.